You were live.
Right, good evening, everyone. It's 5:54. This is a regular meeting of the Fall Town Planning Committee. We have never remember all the committee member names. Councillor Fish, Councillor Hawes, Councillor Mallers, myself, Councillor Fournier. I'll ask Councillor Beck if you want to step in. Just it's an odd number. Around the table we have Councillor Trumbull and Councillor Gould. Also joining us at the table are Economic Development Director and Creed, and Parks and Rec Director Casey Black. What's up on the agenda is the request for fee structure at the golf.
No.
I don't want to go there.
No. Oh, I'm good with Parks and Rec Director right now. Fine with me. Grace will let Parks and Recreation Director. As we have summarized the memo provided in your information packet for the week, each September we go through our rates at the golf course. We determined that our membership fees specifically could use some updating. And given that we're a 27-hole property, there aren't many of those around in the state. Specifically, the only one is in Portland at Riverside. But staff did look at some other locally operated properties. After reviewing those, we were averaging less than everyone around us. So we made some adjustments, and those increases and adjustments are shared at the bottom of the memo for the upcoming 2026 season. Typically what we'll do is a membership rollout here in the next couple of weeks. We want to get the 2026 rates done in time for that process coming up here shortly. And we're asking for the committee's approval to move forward with our membership fee structure for the 2026 season.
Questions, comments, Councillor Hawes?
And this brings you more in line with the light course.
Light courses.
Okay.
And still balances being competitive and being as affordable as we can for our patrons.
It's been a while.
So the last time, it was 3 years ago, we did membership rates specifically. We've done green fees updates, but it's been 3 years. I'm gonna look out in yes or no from the golf pro who's in the crowd tonight. But yes, been a while.
Councillor Trumbull?
Well, I think the fact you said for 3 years, I think I'd like to see it more often, right? I mean, some of these, you can hear from we're gonna hear from local seniors that are gonna see their fees go up $100 a year. I think it's probably fair that what we're gonna be charging, but I think if we'd gone up $50 last year, $50 this year, it'd be a little easier to take. So hopefully we can look at these instead of in 3 years from now, every year, maybe just go $25 or $30 a year.
Yeah, probably a stupid question, but I'm just curious. The corporate fees are equal whether they're non-resident or resident. Why is that?
We maintain that because it's a different rate, different group that we go after. It's mostly businesses and that sort of thing. So rather than limit it to create a resident, non-resident, and given the golf course an enterprise fund, it makes it easier to encourage that kind of membership.
But in effect, the resident fee, they participate because they pay taxes in town. Seems to me they deserve a discounted rate. As you're not, they're apples and oranges, and we're combining them all together. I'd like to see the local tax paying corporates not the same as the non-resident.
Well, and again, as the golf course is an enterprise fund, it's not necessarily, we give deference to the residents of the community, but as an enterprise fund, the tax paying business, it's no different than anybody else coming in. So the general fund doesn't contribute to the golf course. It's actually the opposite. So the golf course isn't costing the taxpayer anything.
I can agree with that point, but it just looks like we show favoritism to the non-resident. Well, that's fine.
So
Was there trouble?
Oh, what is it? Book membership?
I'll let the golf come with the program up and he could probably better explain it than I can. I was on my.
Dan, you should start one.
Evening, everybody. The corporate membership is actually, those are sunset. We started those a long time ago, probably a decade ago, when we were trying to build up our membership roster. The corporation or the business itself doesn't purchase the membership. The individuals do. They verify employment, that they all work for X firm in Bangor, Brewer, Glenburn, wherever it is, and they pay individually. So we sunset that somewhere right after the COVID pandemic when we started selling out, just because it kind of, we were leaving money on the table, to be honest with you, giving the discount. But we did agree that as long as the people at those particular businesses maintained 5 members or less, that we would keep the program going for the foreseeable future. But once they stepped down, which some have, that would no longer be available to them. So it was certainly can understand the resident, non-resident comment. It's just, but we just kind of tucked it on there because we have to publish it for, I think it's 3 businesses that are left on the roll, something like that.
Any other questions, comments? I'm glad you reviewed it. I've been pushing for this review for a couple of years, so I thought you were doing something here. I think we are underpriced. We have a great course up there, 27 holes, as you mentioned, and
Thank you.
growing one.
We will.
And how's the honey coming?
I think what we got from having that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's been very popular. For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, next up, department update, historic preservation.
I put on a few things, a few projects that we're working on that don't necessarily need council orders just yet, or, just don't rise to that level, but I just wanted to make the group aware of what's happening at a staff level. The first thing is historic preservation ordinance. We did get a request from a group of residents to take a look at the ordinance. They gave us some proposed language. We actually have been working at a staff level for a while on trying to improve the process so that it's more clear of what stays at a staff level, what goes to the commission, and just sort of, other process things. So we're incorporating their comments. And then at the last Historic Preservation Commission meeting, the commission wants to start working on the language as well to make it more clear, make some of the design requirements more clear for people. So they've scheduled a workshop later in October. So we'll have something hopefully coming out from that to bring to you more formally. But I just wanted councilors to know that's an active project.
I'm sorry, does that include the discussion on materials too?
Mm-hmm, yeah, and the exceptional economic circumstances, to improve that language.
Good question. Yeah. So in other words, are they looking at more, the aesthetic congruity versus materials?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Other questions? I'm glad that just all being reviewed.
Yeah, moving forward. Yeah. And then the pre-approved architectural plans, they have been completed. The code office is just doing a final review on some of the more recent building code changes that have been made. So we haven't completely released them. There's a draft of them on the city's website. Just to remind councilors, this was a project that came out of ARPA funds to remove another, barrier to housing, by preparing plans for people to be able to construct 2 types of accessory dwelling units, a garage apartment and a freestanding, and a 2-family and a 4-family. The reason why we did the 2 and the 4-family was As you know, last year, we made changes to the land development code from the state legislation changes for LD called LD 2003, which was, you know, the allowance on larger lots for 2, 3, or 4 units. So we wanted to create sets of plans working with an architect that would kind of blend in with the neighborhood. So that's why we added those to the accessory dwelling unit list. The other point is, it's exciting. It was actually nominated by to the Maine Architects Professional Organization, the Maine AIA, for an award this year. So we're hoping that the firm that prepared them gets that award. That would be great for the city. So when those are completed, we will do a press release so that the public, you know, knows that they're available to take out.
Questions, comments? Counselor,
I wasn't on the council at the time, but when did that go out for bids? Yeah.
Let's see, it would have been last year, 2024. I think we started in 2024.
My question to comment, at the Affordable Housing Conference, they talked about how important it was to offer pre-approved plans. So I just want to say thanks for seeing this through, and I'm excited to see it finish.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah, this was a project, again, this was just started a couple of years ago, working with the Maine Discovery Museum. They, with the city, worked with the congressional staff to do a congressional outlay of funds for, to do a feasibility study for a science museum, a science center. Maine is the only state in the country that does not have a science museum. And so we've been working with them to get those funds from federal staff so that we can get moving along to do a request for proposals. I did a conference last week with staff at Maine Discovery Museum, you know, talking to museums out in California that have done similar efforts, got some really good ideas from them. So that project's moving along. And as it gets a little bit more activated, we'll keep the committee apprised of that, because that's a project, because it's a feasibility study looking at possible locations. You know, we definitely want to have a public involvement on that project.
Thank you. Any questions? Comments? Any other items?
Not at this time.
We're just gonna get I'm moving on the line side here. Update on the commercial kitchen.
The commercial kitchen, yeah, I think the RFP is going out next week. Is that right, Jeff? Jeff's been working with, yeah,
Okay, great.
Yeah. it's moving along.
Great, help them out.
We have a question on the kitchen. Do we have an estimate on the cost of it run it for a year? I know that wasn't available for a while.
The most recent estimate, Jeff, do you know what that is? I don't know offhand. I can do a formal update at your next PED meeting. We'll put that on the agenda.
Thank you.